I worship you in the good times, and I worship you in the bad times. Worship you when I'm happy. Yes, I worship you even when I'm sad. I worship you when I'm going through my trials and my tribulations. I only want to worship you every day, every way. So I say I worship, 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 worship you. Worship you. Oh, worship. Only you. Worship. Oh, your grace. Kindness. Worship you. Worship you. For your goodness. Excellence. Worship you. Oh, you're the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, Almighty God, the Prince of Peace, the Son of David, Seed of Abraham. I worship you. You are holy God. You are the rock, my refuge, strong tower, my leaning post, my redeemer. And I worship you. Oh, can you help me say worship? Worship, worship, worship. I worship you. Worship, I worship you. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh worship, worship, everybody. Come on and worship, everybody. Come on and worship, everybody. Come on and worship.
Welcome, 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 welcome to Worship Wednesday. Praise God. Glad to be here today with you to share on our subject matter of worship. Listen, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let me get this up here so you'll know where you're going and what you need to do. Listen, I am grateful to God again for you being here with us, and we're going to get right into it. I have a guest that I want to share this platform with me on today, and I'm going to allow him to introduce himself to the people. He can do a better job than I can. So again, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at All I Know TV. Let's get right to it. Let me bring my guest on so we can get to this here, because we got a lot to talk about. Y'all play too much. Listen, let me tell y'all something. We come to talk about worship, but I promise y'all, it has been comedy already. So we gonna talk. We gonna talk about worship, but I want him to introduce himself. And at the end, we'll share some more about him. But I want him to introduce himself so we can get right into this. All right.
I'm DeGeorge.
Don't do that. Wait.
I'm DeGeorge Hines. God bless you all. So glad to be with you, Lady Alfreda.
I'm not playing with you. So listen. No. Because you're going to make me go find Lewis if you don't act right. Okay. Listen. So DeGeorge, I know we've known each other for a long time. We've known each other for years, and we're not old, but we're older. And but yet God is doing I know I'm older. Don't trip. I already know that, and I will own that. Listen, I'm glad to be alive. Y'all play too much. Listen, because it's many. Listen. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not gonna go there today, but it's many. That started with us in January that are not here today. I don't care. I'll tell the world that I'm 54 years old, and I ain't ashamed to tell nobody. I can change my hair to make me look 12. I can change it to make me look 62 if I want to. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful to still be breathing. I'm grateful to still be alive. So there is no shame when it comes to saying my age or just being grateful to be alive. But I want us to talk about for a moment. Let's start at how we grew up in church.
Ooh.
Yeah. let's start with how we grew up in church, because many times you have a lot of younger people that see church now and they didn't have a lot of the experiences that we had growing up in church. And so I'm gonna have you to start, and then I'm gonna jump in every now and again to kind of share some of your experiences in growing up in church.
Well, thank you again for this opportunity. It's great to be with you. You know, I love you.
Absolutely.
And there's some folk that'll call you and you just say, okay, I'm on my way. And you've been that way for me. I've invited you and I said, Frida, I need you to come. You be like, where I'm coming to, where
Right.
and you always have shown up. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But I will say it's crazy because I'm a part of the generation where I would say that the church kind of shifted. When I was growing up in church, you know, things were a lot different than what we see now.
Okay.
Our parents we didn't have a choice really to go to church. I mean, when you went to church, you saw your parents in church at that time. Now things have shifted to, you know, children and young adults have a choice. The teenagers have a choice of whether or not they want to go play basketball or they want to go to church or they want to be in Bible study and that kind of thing. And so we've seen the numbers decline greatly in the church, and everything didn't used to go. Now you got everybody calling for equal rights in the church. And sorry,
go keep going.
But everything, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. There was a way. It was holiness or hell.
Yeah.
Right. And there was no in between. There was no, you know, you couldn't wear anything to church during time. So I've actually seen the church actually transition from now you can show up when you want to show up. Now you know it's as if it's okay for you to live any kind of way and call yourself a worship pastor. Not even worship leader, but we done skipped over to worship pastor. Praise God. And you can do whatever you want to do throughout the week. You can be sleeping with anybody you want to sleep to and still serve in the church. This kind of stuff, and it be accepted in a way, where how can I put this? It be accepted in a way where it's more overt, so you know what people are doing, and the church is tolerating it. Now, back then, let me make this very clear for those that are saying, well, it was going on back then. Yeah, it probably was going on back then, but we didn't really know about it. Right. Because it wasn't as overt. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. So now the church has come to this place where everything is primarily accepted. And who are you to tell me how to live? Yeah. Who are you? You know, if you putting me in line and to live a holy and separated life, then you're controlling me now, you know? But back then, you know, we were so, and I blame my grandmother for it. We were so scared of God. Now we're not scared of him. Now we're not scared. We're not scared of him no more like we used to be. We were so scared. We were so scared of him. And now I've seen the church transition where everything is just a lot more acceptable than what it used to be.
So you were coming up during the, I'm gonna say the 80s. 90s. So you started in the 90s. Okay.
Right at the 90s. Yeah.
So I was born. I was born in 1966. Okay. I was born April 15th, 1966, tax day, but they changed it to July this year for some odd reason. But anyway, y'all get your taxes done too today. Today's the deadline. But anyway,
Karen, this I love Ryan Bill, but I'm not him.
That's not Ryan Bill. We need to put your name. Let me show your name so the people know. Let's shut all of this down. Wait a minute. Let me get all of this right here, right now.
But that's not me.
Y'all play entirely too much. Wait a minute. Y'all playing entirely too much. We gonna make sure y'all do my guest right, because y'all need to know his name. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. Okay, but anyway, that's not why we're here. Yeah, there you go. All right, now listen. His name is DeGeorge. wait a minute, is the George Hines. I saw the comment and I was trying to go past it. You are not nice because, well, amen. At least we've brought correction. Amen. I can't go fix that. But anyway, I grew up where women could not wear pants. You could not wear red because red represented Jezebel. You could not wear short sleeves, let alone tank tops. Okay. Your arms had to be covered. Your skirt had to be long. Even at church picnics, you couldn't wear pants. You had to wear a jean skirt. Okay. If you went swimming, you just had to figure it out. There were a lot of things. And one of the things you said, we were scared. For us, I don't know. I guess because my father, being who he is,
Right.
and knowing how he was raised, knowing how he was brought up, he made church for us seem like it was just the best thing ever. So I know a lot of people didn't grow up like that, if you will. I already know that. But at the end of the day, he made church seem so appealing to us that we just wanted to be there. It was like we didn't want to miss nothing. We didn't want to miss, well, some stuff he didn't take us to because he said that was just for the seniors and y'all needed a night off, like what they call it, prayer and Bible band. We wouldn't go to prayer and Bible band sometimes unless that was our punishment.
Oh.
Because then we had to go sit up in there with them old saints and listen to them try to decipher what the words were in the lesson, first of all. Let's start there. Because reading wasn't always fundamental for all the saints. So, but I mean, but we were at church literally every day of the week.
Yeah.
So it kept us as young people from getting involved in a lot of outside stuff.
Right.
We were so busy and so involved, not that we didn't have a life outside of church, because he still took us out of town. He still gave us what we needed as far as balance. But at the end of the day, there were things that we were taught in church that weren't quite right. There were things that we were taught in church by people that didn't have a true and clear understanding of what the word really meant. They were trying to do well based on their knowledge and their understanding. So part of the difference that I've seen now as opposed to then is now everybody has a cell phone. Now everybody is connected to technology. Now everybody can find out, ask Google, Siri, what does speaking other tongues mean? Right. But see, I'm crazy. I mess with Siri. I say, Siri, are you saved? Because you can't talk to me if you ain't saved. So Siri told me she didn't know what that was. So I tried to lead Siri to the Lord. But anyway, I'm sorry. But I'm saying it's a different day. Yeah. But when you said fear, it made me think. Some people, it's not necessarily fear as much as it is a reverence for God. People don't revere God. They do not. No. If they did, a lot of the behaviors would be a whole lot different than they are today. And so, whereas knowledge and coming into the knowledge of things has changed. Some of them people back in the day, though, was much stronger than a lot of the saints today. Some of these little saints is just so weak. Oh, yeah. Child, you can't. Back in the day, listen, this is how you know. This is how you know what you're made of, sir. If you are in church today and your leader or somebody sits you down. Right. And you sit down and you don't post it on social media. Right. And you don't have You don't go live right outside the church,
Right.
and you don't do all of these different things. You know you made of something.
Right. That's the truth. It's
You
the
know,
truth.
and that's the reason why I wanted to get us to this point, because we are now in the area of where it's no longer choirs really anymore in church.
Mm-mm. Oh no.
Now it's praise teams.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the churches have taken the choir stands out.
Yep. Completely.
All they have is 8 mics.
Uh-huh.
And they rotate the people. And I'm coming somewhere, and you're going to answer this question. I'm leading all the way up to something. They rotate the people. This is the point I want to get to. So when you're not in rotation, do you go to church?
Right. Right.
What does your worship mean if you're not in the rotation on that Sunday?
Right.
Because now you've gotten rid of all the seats in the stand.
Uh-huh.
And now everybody's sitting in the audience. So when you're not on for that Sunday, what is your worship?
You know what? Can I go back?
Come on. Yes, go back.
I mean, that's amazing. It's the truth, though. This is something I'll be talking to people about, because you can tell when people get up there and they ain't spending no time with God. And you just waiting on your time. What are you doing when the mic is turned off? What are you doing when you're not on the stage? What are you doing when we can't go to church? What are you doing? That's the integrity. And I think what's happening, what we've seen is people have lost the integrity of not only ministry but their reverence for God. Because when I talk about fear, when I say we're no longer fearful, when you reverence someone, it's like it's that reverence is such a respect. It's like you fear to do anything that will be contrary to who you reverence. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, ooh, like when they enter in a room, everything stops.
Yeah,
you know, we reverence positions more than we reverence the Spirit of God in church. You know, I mean, you know, when the bishop walks in the room, we all stand up. But when God walks in the room, we act like he's not even in there. It don't mean nothing. It doesn't feel like nothing. It's because we put God on the same level as us. Oh, that's heavy. We put God on the same level as us. And I'll tell you one thing, that when we talk about worship is that feeling or that expression of reverence and adoration for God. And so we can't give it to him when we don't know who he is. We haven't spent time developing our relationship with God. We spend so much time developing our gift and our talent, being able to do this run and that run. Now, you know what? Let me tell you something about that. When you lead in worship, that ain't the time for your runs. You're doing all them runs, but when was the last time you ran? Get out of here. It's not the time for that. So I'm not doing that. We have just taken it, and that's what's happened. We have made worship a genre. We have made worship the focal point for the lights, camera, and action. And we're not concerned about how people are living, not realizing that as you speak and as you are doing what you're doing, you're putting stuff in the atmosphere that shouldn't be there. Now you got folk leaving their worship experience dealing with lust and perversion and stuff they let go, because that's what you got up there with your dirty self with the microphone, because you're not speaking God, you're not doing anything. During this time, during this pandemic, during this time, at the beginning, a lot of people were saying, well, you know, this is a great time to worship. I was like, oh yeah, you're right, it's a great time to worship and do all that kind of stuff, but I still wasn't being consistent in that. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about myself. Yes. I wasn't still being consistent in that, because I was like, ooh, I can do it tomorrow. I got nowhere else to go. I can do this. I ain't got nothing to do. I you know, we could put this thing on. And it was not until we started praying and worshiping together every night, my wife and 2 kids and the dog, we all get together and we worship. We worship before we go to bed. If I'm having a moment where I'm trying to send the kids to bed early or something like that, no, Daddy, we got to pray. It's time to worship. I love it. And we do that. And I'm telling you, as we've done that, I've seen God do some of the craziest things, even in the last 2 weeks, even the last weekend, I've seen God perform. But it's because, okay, you want me to do all this stuff for you, but you don't want to spend time with me. You want me to use you to heal people. You want me to use you to put you on the stage. You want me to use you to have people doing this and doing all this for you and to know you and all this other stuff. And you want the anoint. You want when you sing yokes to be destroyed. Well, I got to spend some time with you. And so you're right. The folk aren't doing anything when they're in that rotation. When in that rotation, let me tell you something. I remember, not that we were, I have been in church all of my life, all of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I did some dirty stuff in the church too.
Sure.
For most of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody perfect.
And the thing about it was, even in that, and I remember one time I was going through a divorce and all that kind of stuff. I said, "Oh, let me back up. I'm not doing no church. I'm not doing none of that stuff because I'm broken. I need to get somewhere and sit down.
Sit down.
You need to get somewhere and heal." I sat myself down.
Sure.
Because sometimes, you need to do that. You need to be honest with yourself and say, you know what? Let me back up here.
Right.
Let me back up here, because if I was to die right now, God, it don't matter how many worship I done led, no matter how many sermons I done preached, no matter how many people done been led to Christ, I get to that gate. If I was to die in that moment, and God would be like, I don't know you.
My God.
My God. Don't know us, but we want the people at the church to know us. It's crazy.
And doing all this stuff. Trying to be seen.
Exactly. So I said, Lord, let me sit down. Let me sit down. And that's when the song Desperate came from. The Lord gave me Desperate during that time.
Yes.
During that time. Desperate was recorded years before I could even release it, because at the time the Lord gave it to me, I couldn't release because I wasn't desperate for him.
Right. And you were singing it, and you were singing it from a place of comfortability.
Absolutely.
Not desperation.
No desperation. Listen, I was still at home with my mama. You ain't desperate when you're still at home with your mama.
And she paying the bills. Come on. Whether you chip in or not, because she got to have life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so that was one of the things that was crazy for me and important to me. But I was going to say that even before that, there was just stuff we didn't do. Like I wasn't out hanging around and doing crazy stuff on Saturday night.
Yeah.
If I knew I had to lead worship on Sunday morning.
Come on. Yeah.
Now the times have unfortunately changed where, and I'm not concerned about I'm not concerned about the pants and I'm not concerned about
right.
That ain't nothing. It's really about what your heart is. It's really about where your heart is. And a lot of times we have been in a position where we've led worship and we have been broken. We've led worship. We haven't been right. We've led worship with yesterday on us.
Come on.
And as time is rolling up, God is like, I need the true worshipers here. I feel like when we get back to church, if we can get through the service, something ain't right. If we can get, I'm just saying, if we can get through the service when this stuff opens back up,
the whole service. If we can make it through the whole service,
the whole thing, something is not right.
Something didn't change. Something didn't change.
Right. I'm like, God, I hope you clearing stuff. I hope you are. Dr. McAllister said she believed that God was, the Lord had told her that he was taking everything that he didn't want basically in there. He was doing a reset. And I said,
believe that.
I pray that he is doing that, because now we can really be effective in our time of corporate worship. And just for okay, now I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like I'm just talking. But
no, this is good.
But corporate worship, and this is the thing that a lot of people miss out on. The corporate worship is not supposed to be your worship time, your set worship time, your worship time. That's corporate worship time. Corporate worship time is when we all come together and you display and you get into that place that you've been in your private time. We do it all together. It ain't for you to be, okay, this is okay, Lord, okay, thank you. I got that set aside 30 minutes every Sunday where I could come to you and I can worship with everybody else. No. That's your worship. That's your worship time. But corporate worship is totally different from that. And so oftentimes people are going to miss heaven because they're waiting on corporate worship.
Listen, so so this is the thing. So whenever church and the world finally really does open back up instead of open close, when it really does finally open back up and we are all able to go back into corporate worship, there will yet, I know it's going to happen. I already see it. There will yet be people that will come in like they got a mask on.
Oh, absolutely.
And so what this, I call it a plandemic. Y'all don't worry about it. I call it a plandemic.
Yeah.
What this plandemic has really shown me is, while the church is kind of like on mute, if you will, as far as going into the four walls, a lot of people was coming to church with a mask on before this hit.
Exactly.
And so now some of those very people, well, what's going on? The church ain't got no power. No, boo. It's not the church. It's you.
Right.
Because y'all got it twisted.
Right.
Y'all got it twisted. We are the church. We are his temple. He dwells in us. And I promise you,
same power. Yes.
If them doors don't open up, you got a sidewalk, you got a park, got a parking lot, you got a gathering place where the saints can still gather and give him praise. People look at this thing like, oh, the church is shut down, the world is controlling the church. No, boo, you got a lot more people that know about your church now than they did when you was going every Sunday and you wasn't telling nobody about your church. Now people know about your church because somebody in your church is spreading the good news of Jesus Christ on the internet, on their Facebook, on their social media pages. Right. You got people all over the world that see you. You got people in places that you can't even pronounce the names, but they know you. And you want to surmise and belittle your God to four walls? No, I said it, until Jesus calls me home, you will find me on Worship Wednesday. Even when the church doors open back up, you will find me every day of the week, because church is not just Sunday morning.
Come on. That's the truth.
And we want God to move and work miracles and do the miraculous for us when we have problems, but we don't want to give him nothing.
Nothing.
And so it's like, this is our time as the church to shine forth. Many people have to pay to be on the Word Network. They paid top dollar. Many of us, some of us is on Zoom for 40 minutes for free.
Come on here.
Many people pay $25. Many people may pay $50. You ain't paying what the people paid on the Word Network.
That's right.
And you on the same platforms that they are on now. They doing Zoom calls for their members. They doing this, that, and the third. Conference calls, prayer lines, prayer chats, prayer chants, prayer groups. They doing all sorts of prayer, everything, prayer chains. They sending prayer letters. They sending prayer cash apps. They sending all sorts of stuff because they are keeping the people connected, and you worried about four walls.
That's right.
But what are you doing in your time of worship? Because most of y'all, only if y'all church had 2 services, you wasn't there for 2. You was only there for 1, and you came to that one late, and you was trying to leave early because you didn't want to shake the pastor hand, or you didn't want to see sister so-and-so, or you didn't want to fellowship. Then you wonder why when you get in trouble, ain't none of the members called you. And ain't none of the members called you because you ain't spent no time fellowshipping with the people to get to know the people. See, this is the kind of stuff we was raised up on. So after church was over, we would go out into the fellowship hall and have food at the church. Everybody got to eat. So this is also how you got to fellowship and know the people that you worshiping with. Know something about their family. Y'all found out some people was crazy. Y'all just because sitting up in church and they shouting and they wig got twisted, that don't mean you know them.
Right.
So you got to learn about some of the people that you fellowship and serve with. And now in where we are now, Jesus. Oh, sweetie, I have learned to give God literally what I was already giving him. So this didn't change my behavior. Mm-hmm. See, some people, if you want, especially as worship leaders, so you want to lead worship. Okay, you want to lead worship and you trying to get stuff prepared on Saturday for Sunday. No. When church ended on Sunday for me, I take a break on Sunday evening, and on Monday morning, I'm back at the next thing, preparing myself. Right. The people that already got the music. Right. Because I didn't play that. I don't play that week to week stuff. We playing this thing out. Right. Because no. You some people need extra time. And then there was some people I had to say, sister, listen, when I give them they sheets or whatever, I say, sit, you start on your song for next week today. Cause it's gonna take you a little moment, because I already know who I'm working with. When you know who you're working with, and when you're serving with people and you learn their patterns and their behaviors, that really matters. Absolutely. So you're not always caught off guard if somebody slip up and sing something off. You already know they off. Right. You already know. You already know. And this is a part of what we do as worshipers. But like you said, if people don't have a personal worship, when they come into God's house, you just gonna be sitting there like you at the fishing bank waiting on a fish to jump up on your pole, because they're not jumping. Not effective. There's been some churches I go to, I'm like, I'm sitting in there looking, I'm like, Lord Jesus, is this a Catholic church? It says Church of God in Christ. But is this a Catholic church or the senior citizens home? And I ain't gonna say no name. Listen, some of these churches need to stay closed. You hear me? They need to stay closed. Turn them churches into a museum. Some of them. Or some apartments where the church can make some money. Apartments. I'm trying not to holler. Oh, Jesus. Make them into some live workspaces or something. Because, so the church can make some money, because at the end of the day, it's like, people, this is about God. This is not about your personal nothing, because you can do all of this stuff down here, but people tend to forget they got to stand before him in judgment. Got to stand by, and you ain't going to be up there with your spouse either. Listen, and even if your spouse is there, I don't want to see me personally. Let me tell you something. I want to be in the line where all the pastors is. Ooh. I want to be in that section of the room of heaven when we standing in line, because we going to be in line for a while. Listen, that's going to be one day where ain't nobody got nothing to do but wait. Listen, y'all think y'all ain't got nothing to do now? Hey, and you still can't crown them until we get in there. You can't crown them, so I ain't even worried about the crowning piece. I just want to see all these people. Listen here very carefully. I want to see how many stars you gonna get in your crown, Doc. Y'all been prophesying and telling folks this, that, and the third. I want to be in that line. Yeah. I want to see that. And see, this is the thing. People tend to forget that part. You leading the people, because most people are in the now. They don't think about their future. That's right. They don't think about what's ahead. And it's like, I'm not doing all of this to please y'all. Nope. If I was doing this to please y'all, I would do it a whole lot different. But because I'm doing what I do to please God, it takes on a whole different meaning for me. So when you call me and you ask me to come sing for the Convocation musical, I'm doing that, and I want my change, and I do. But at the end of and we'll text you in the service. You know what? See, I don't have a problem, and my worship ain't never broken. Ain't never. Because handling business is a part of my worship. Ain't never. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. You one of the ones you taught me.
Listen, listen. I will
You
not play with
taught
that.
me. You
I
don't
will not.
play when it comes to that. I said, woo. She will be in the service
In the
back there,
service.
saying amen and hollering too, and
Mm-hmm.
texting you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if what I'm doing, I'm not gonna spend all of my life
That's right.
in something like this and serving God and worship and sacrificing so many other things. I shared with a group of kids because they were like, Miss Frida, why you don't be singing no R&B music? Because you can sing better than a lot of them people. That
Mm-hmm.
was my moment. Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
My baby girl. I don't know.
What's wrong with her? Make sure she all right.
She okay.
Okay.
My 6-year-old is she
I was
is
gonna tell you to bring on. If she want to come on.
she is free.
Okay,
She's
praise
something
God.
else.
Okay.
She needs to be on ABC, Disney, all of them.
Yeah, well, a lot of these children need their own channel,
They
and
need.
they need their own channel, and y'all need to make sure. My granddaughter, my son, is developing her channel right now because she's 4
She.
and is wearing me out.
It's wearing me out,
Yeah, no, for real.
especially in prayer. She.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, that's a whole nother
that's a
conversation
whole
because
nother conversation.
we gonna do a show with the kids,
We got
me and you. We gonna do a show with the kids, and we gonna have the kids on the live.
I got you.
Yes, we are. That's what we gonna do. We gonna be hosting the live, but we gonna have the kids on the live, and we gonna let them do what they do, praying and speaking in tongues. Cause that granddaughter of mine, Father God, bless your people, oh God, touch their hearts, oh God, bless their sins, oh God. And I'm like, what just happened? And she's praying over in the Holy Ghost, and I'm like, well, what just happened? And I gotta look down. My eyes then came open, and she just going in and bless my father, oh God, and bless mommy, oh God, and bless all my friends, oh God. And she just goes in, oh Lord, and bless their sense and bless their spirit. And I say, what just happened? Oh, okay. No, but we'll bring the kids on. But listen, let's get back to this because this is good. This is very good. This is good. But I had to tell these children the reason why I don't sing R&B.
Oh.
And so the way I broke it down to them, I said, I am called to do what I do. Just like the police officer, just like the R&B singers. R&B singers are called to do what they do. I said, but that is not what I'm called to do.
Right.
And so when you work in the area that you are called, the anointing will rest on you until if you try to do something else, it wouldn't work. So those children are now grown. And I shared with them, I said, I wanted to wait until you guys got grown because I didn't want you to chase the money.
Right.
To let you know that I had 3 R&B contract offers. I said, and 2 of them came when my husband and I were newly married. We were young. I think one was like 3 years into our marriage. The other one may have been 5 or 6 years into our marriage. And at one of those moments, maybe 10 or so, and one of those moments, our money was real strange and funny. And it was like, because y'all saying y'all want to give me this up front, and y'all saying y'all want to, and then if I sing this and do this and go here and do that, and I know I'll make my money and all this. And I said, no. I will go apply for food stamps before I take that. Because that's not what he's calling me to.
Right.
And so, and when you are willing to sacrifice and forego what your flesh wants, but abide in your calling, there is no place that God won't open up for you to go into. Your audience may not be as large as, Fantasia and some of these other children that sing R&B, but they still go have church at their concert and the people know it. That's probably why it's a lot of saints there. But anyway, with they men, see, this is the other thing. See, here I go. See, because they got their mini skirts on and their mini dresses. But then some of them forget that they wore that to the concert on Saturday night and they're going to turn around and wear it to church on Sunday morning. Oops, what I say?
Mm-hmm.
And then get mad because somebody looking at them or told them you not dressed appropriately.
Right.
Boom. Ain't nobody trying to tell, because this is another piece of worship. So ain't nobody trying to tell you that your mini skirt is wrong. But what we trying to do is save you. Because if you start shouting and if you bend over, the saints gonna see your business.
That's right.
Then you gonna be mad. Then you gonna want to meet with the pastor and the church mother because the people is discussing what they saw.
Right.
Because you done pulled them out of worship. Especially depending on how large yourself is.
Right. That's the truth.
Yeah, and how low cut it is. And then some of them want to be the ones that's helping to pray over folks. What I say?
You right.
No. And then you get mad when you go to work. You dress appropriately for work.
Wait, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Because that's always been one of those things. I remember, as a state minister of music, I served as a state minister of music for a long time. I was the youngest one in the Church of God in Christ at that time. It was always an issue when stockings came up, when we were going over, convocation uniform protocol. Stockings required on official day.
Yes.
All black.
Yes.
Your earrings shouldn't be larger than a quarter.
Yes.
Like that kind of stuff. And everybody, I got it. Wait a minute. You start that new job at UPS. You ain't telling them people what you can and can't wear and how you uncomfortable wearing what you're supposed to wear. When I worked as a relationship banker at the bank, it was a community bank in Marin, and the president required the women. She said, "Listen, if y'all gonna have on skirts, you need to have on some stockings." She had the people in stockings, and guess what they were doing? Either you did it or you didn't do it. Either you gonna wear the stockings or don't be in the choir at that. At this time. When it comes to the church, everyone feel like, they controlling us. No, you can't live any kind of way. Where is that okay at? Right.
And then you wonder why until, and this becomes the other piece. So you're balking against the people that's telling you about wearing a uniform, and then turn around and you start raising children. And you tell your children, you can't wear that. You look to this. You look to that. I ain't having my kids walking around here looking like no prostitutes. I ain't having my kids walking around here looking like no hookers. I ain't gonna have my kids walking around here looking like no drug dealers and all of this, that, and the third. And then, come on, really? But you can't obey the rule to wear some stockings.
That's because the church right now is we ought to change the name of the church right now. The name of the church right now, you all are hearing it here right now. You ought to share
it
right now.
Come on for the first time.
The name of the church for the first time is compromise.
Yep.
Because that's what we're doing. We compromising and growing up. And again, like I said, I was a part of the transition of the church. And back in the day, in my day, of course, is the 90s, right? That's not too far from here.
Right,
but back in the day, the saints did not compromise.
Nope.
Right now, that you compromise. You can do anything. Anything.
And then you wonder why, okay? You can do anything and then wonder why you ain't got no power.
None.
You wonder why you can't pray you can't pray COVID off of a net.
Can't do it.
Okay? And then you wonder why you haven't spent time with God, because what are you ministering to the people? You are ministering songs as unto the Lord. to benefit the corporate body. So people have left their homes. People have left their houses that have already been in the place of worship already in their house. Well, at least that's what the Bible say. And the Bible said, enter into his gates with thanksgiving. It didn't say come in, sit down, and then try to conjure it up. It said enter in to his gates. Okay, so which means you have to have done something on the outside before you come on the inside. It's not come in the inside and then, oh, we gonna spark heaven, we gonna reach heaven. No. You should have been reaching him on Tuesday. You should have been reaching heaven on Wednesday and Thursday. You should have been reaching him personally before you came into the corporate setting. Guess why? Because the corporate setting is only no more than 2 hours.
That's the truth.
And you mean to tell me your legs gonna itch all that time for 2 hours that you can't put on a pair of stockings? But if they said at the all-white party on Friday night, we need all the ladies to wear stockings, y'all gonna have on some white stockings.
Right.
And some white shoes.
Right.
And then if somebody ain't got them white shoes, you know what they gonna do? They gonna go to Walmart and go buy some white shoes. You say we want everybody to be in all black on official day to honor the bishop, to honor, because this is a corporate set. No, wait a minute, let's go back. Local church.
Local.
We want everybody, because we know some people are new and they don't have a choir robe. So we want everybody to wear all black. This is church. This is regular church service. Or, depending on the church, we want everybody to wear all white. First, she wrote a whole book.
She did.
And
that come as you are is totally out of context.
Anyway, yep. Yeah. But we want everybody to be in all white for first Sunday for communion. Okay. There's always one.
Always.
You gonna always get a hand, and most times it ain't from a man.
This is the truth. It hardly ever is from a man. Hardly ever.
It's hardly ever from a man.
The only thing a man will ask you is, "What color should my tie be?" or something like that. But it ain't that. Nah. But the women go.
But
ahead.
Here we go. Excuse me. Listen, whenever I hear excuse me, I'm like, oh, blood. Okay, here we go for real. Here we go. Cause this is not new. And the scariest part is most times it's coming from people that have been in church for a long time. They are not new to church. They know the protocol. They know what happens on certain Sundays. And so, excuse me, Sister Frida, excuse me. Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm just a little confused, because what are you confused about? It was on the paper last month. For first Sunday, we were all white. Well, I have a problem. What is your problem, ma'am? Do you need another white skirt because you're tired of wearing the same white skirt for one Sunday out of the month? What's the problem? Well, no. And they go into all this hymn hall stuff when in fact they really just trying to have something to say about nothing.
Nothing.
And so you say wear black and white, or it's always it's never been a time to where you say we're going to wear this and you get okay from everybody.
I'm telling you, this is the truth.
Even in robes.
The musty robes.
Even in a robe. So you always gonna get a hand. So I have a question. Should our heels wear whatever size heel? Cause see, when you start to irritate me and I'm trying to hold fast to my profession, and I'm trying and then I'm trying not to make it comedy, because then I don't want the people to say, y'all laughing at us and all this. But listen, right. If y'all think about, huh?
They're gonna say that.
Yeah. So it's like I gotta be conscious, because I'm a comedian.
Right,
at
you are.
heart.
Yes,
I mean, I wake up laughing at my own crazy self when I look in the mirror. So anything else that's just out of like, I'm gonna laugh at it. I don't care. You can say I laughed at my own mama that fell going up the steps and broke her heel on her boot, and then she tipped through choir rehearsal and had a heel in her hand and tried to make it seem like we still talk about that to this day. We may talk. No, I'm saying. We was at choir rehearsal and she tripped going up the steps. Now see, this is the thing. You don't trip going down. You trip going up the step and broke your boot heel. I don't know what kind of boots them was, but anyway, she kept that heel in her purse. My mama died and that heel was still in one of her purses. But anyway, we found that boot heel. Don't do that. That's not nice. So if I laugh at my own mama and daddy, and I laugh at my own husband, I'll laugh at you. So don't do nothing funny. But it's just the idea. People put the 20 on the 10. Yeah. When in reality, it ain't that deep. Because they not going to really see your feet unless they don't have nothing across there. Right. And if they do, put on your most comfortable shoes, because your motive and reasoning for coming to corporate worship is to give God praise. So if you gonna wear shoes and you see, this is the other piece. Oh God, here I go. Cause yeah. So here I go. So you buy new shoes. Let's even talk about that. You buy new shoes and you know they ain't broke in. And you want to wear them to sing in the choir. You ain't wearing them to go to a concert or an event. You want to wear them to sing in the choir. And you know your feet bad. You might need to be on the second row. Because first row ain't the place for your feet to be all out in your choir robe. You need to keep your shoes on.
I just don't get it. Now that right there was one of my biggest pet peeves. That right there making me want to take that shoe from you and throw it at you.
Listen, literally. I mean, it's like people don't think. And then you say something. Now we got to have a meeting with the pastor and the board because you felt like you were being attacked because I said something about you not having your shoes on. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. I had to go through that a lot, especially being young. Yes. That was one of the biggest challenges.
Listen, and it's like, come on, y'all. We are not even here for that. Our whole purpose, I keep telling the people, even with the praise teams, how many mics y'all got up there? You got 8 mics, but it's a whole congregation. Whether it's 10 people in that audience that you're ministering to, or it's 10,000 people, you are coming for a specific assignment in the worship experience. So for all of the extra, and then we talk about clear saints and how they do. Y'all ain't clear. They come in, oh sister, what can we do to help? No, you rushing in.
Late.
And then want to be on the front. Boo back.
Get back.
Get to the back. We're not even doing it.
It's such it's such a humongous level of entitlement.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's a humongous level of entitlement. And I think that that's another thing that's often tolerated because a lot of pastors prefer that gift. They know that the gift, it sounds good. So they prefer that gift than rather cultivate that gift and cultivate that person.
Absolutely.
To be a more responsible and a person of integrity. Rather, I know she going through, I know he going through, but the Lord is yet using him. So come on, we got to do that. And we can't afford to do that. We have to stop doing that. Now times, I've seen a lot of people are, having their own church and doing their own thing. And I'm totally confused. But
so so we'll stop right there. Them the main ones that then went and started their own work, but they wasn't obedient at the work where they come from, and that's why they left. That's why they left from where they were instead of sitting up under somebody and being instructed on obedience. You get mad, you leave, and then you go teach the very thing that you're not.
Come on. It's the truth. It is the truth because it's again, it's that thing about that control thing. It's the who are you to tell me how to do something? Who are you to tell me how to run my life? Who are you to do this? Who are you to, everybody? I mean, a lot of people have this humongous sense of entitlement.
Yep.
And then they use it as a woe is me, so that people to try to get people to feel sorry for you. But no, man, if folk actually knew the truth, they wouldn't be fooling with you. But here's the other thing: God don't bless no mess.
Nope, he does not.
No mess. So whenever you position yourself to do that, it ain't right. It's not right. I've never known some. Well, I ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, well,
I'm just gonna say this: that I've seen God bless the people that He's called, not the people that just went.
Yeah, no, and that's real talk. That's real talk. And then they want to be so you I don't like me right now, but anyway, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. Then
Yeah, what about most?
Yeah, then you get, you're now your face is on the flyer. As the leader. And you wonder why don't nobody really want to come.
Because folk know you.
And then you'll go someplace where you think people don't know you.
And the word travels. Yeah. That's what that happens. That happens a lot of times. We see that we see that a lot. And what people don't realize is that people. That's why it's good to be good to people, and it's good to treat people right. That's not even on your worship style, but even just in general, it's good to just be good to people, because people gonna call. They're gonna be checking out. They're gonna call everybody they know in wherever area and say, "You heard of this person? What you think about blah blah blah?" And
listen, let me tell you something. I started doing background checks on people. Y'all play too much. I would pay my own money. I'm sorry, because I needed to know. Because I'm serious. Get up. I just needed to know, because see, you can call people all day and ask people, but the police don't lie.
The police.
No. Your public record don't lie.
No, it don't.
I'm sorry.
No, it don't. It don't.
And so you can call people and people will vouch for you all day long. And then we hire you and then find out 2 months later.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's come on, because then it falls on you.
That's right.
You telling I've recommended people when there were places that I knew I couldn't go sing. There were places I knew I couldn't go because of whatever, whether I was sick or whether I was dealing with my husband or whether, just whatever, family stuff, or if I had other commitments. There were things I could not do, and people would call me and ask. I would recommend other people. Okay. Some people, and some of these people called me and asked me, even though this wasn't somebody I recommended, they were recommended by someone else. They would call me, Frida, what do you think about this person? I'm doing this conference and I wanted you, but I know I can't get you because I've already seen your face on other flyers. So, what do you think about this person? Nope. Do not. Do not. Don't even, I'm telling you right now, don't even put their face on your flyer, because you're going to get 3 things. This is the 3 things that you were going to get from such saints. Because I'm not going to say they not saved. They just had some issues with time management. Their presentation would not be what you want in your house, because that ain't how y'all do. And just their integrity and their character. I would not want to, because I wouldn't want you to have to deal with that when I already know how y'all get down.
That's right. Because people don't realize that your gift will get you in the room, but your character will keep you in the room.
Absolutely.
Your gift will get you there. Your talent, what you can do and all that stuff will get you there, but your character is really what'll keep you in either. That's in a job, that's in anything.
Absolutely.
Your character is gonna keep you there.
And I've even been in situations to where okay, so this is funny. So they've had people on the flyer, okay? And somebody that one of their guests couldn't come because their guest got sick, and I've had that to happen several times where the guest got sick and couldn't come, and they had already paid the guest their money. I mean, they had already so on their end, they had already taken care of the business, okay? And so they called me at the last minute. Some people called me the day of. Like, Frida, can you come and fill in? Because such and such, you seen our flyer? Because I was going to go to their event anyway. Because sometimes I just want to go and support people's stuff. Right. I don't always have to sing. Right. And so the lady says, well, can you come? It's tonight. I was like, okay, what time? So she gave me the information, and she said what they were going to give me. And I said, because you already know me. You already know me. I said, so let me ask you a question. I know y'all already paid the other person that I'm filling in for. And what you're saying that you're going to give me ain't even half
of what you paid them.
Of what you've already paid them. Yeah, and you're calling me the day of, and they're not coming.
Right. And you got your money back if they canceled on you.
Right. So I know y'all ain't broke. Your church ain't. So what you trying to offer me, that's not cool.
That's right.
That's another level of teaching people how to treat you that want you to come and lead them in worship.
It's a form of worship. Come on. Come on.
And so at the end of the day, a lot of people don't like dealing with that part of it. No. But if you want me to come and give my gift, and it's different if you say we don't have any money, or we have a low budget. Our pastor only gave us a budget of $350, and we trying to pay the choir director, and they trying to pay 19 people out of $350.
Right.
I can work with that better than I can y'all flossing and y'all having all of these people flying in from all over the world, and you putting them up at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco, which could fund your whole event. But anyway, you doing all of this, that, and the third, paying they per diem, making sure they got ground transportation, make sure they got cleaning bill for their clothes that they gonna sweat out when they sing at your event, and all of this, make sure they got money to get a new wig because they gonna sweat that old one out, and then you won't give me $200.
Right.
And then tell me I'm arrogant.
Right.
And I'm stuck up. And then I still show up at your event. And the person that you paid all of that money to don't give you what you want. And then you say to me, next time we just gonna have you to be the special guest. And there are several times that I said, and next time I won't be available.
Exactly. Ooh, that's the truth.
Because people, even in what you're trying to do, and this is a part of your ministry, they will try and take advantage of that.
They will. And they'll use that. They'll use it. Well, it's worship, and they use all that stuff. Yeah, okay, it's worship, but you paying that musician that's playing, ain't you?
That ain't practice. That can only play in 2 keys.
Right.
But and if I start singing and he go to playing wrong, I'm going to either walk over there and get him up off the organ, or I'm just going to say stop, and I'll be singing acapella in Jesus' name.
Yeah, but I tell people that all the time because everybody, well, we got to pay. Okay. But you're going to pay the musician because you want the music to sound right. But you want me to be up there blowing out my voice on your bad sound system and don't want to give me nothing. Get out of here.
I mean, it's the nature of the beast, and people think what we do, you shouldn't be like that. You should do it from a free heart. You should do it. Y'all need to go read about the folks that was their job. Y'all need to go read that he called the Levites. Y'all need to go read that they got compensated for serving in the tabernacle.
They got compensated, but you can't go to PG&E talking about I'm a worship leader.
Listen, let me tell you something. Because you will be having worship in the dark. It'll be a new church service called Worship in the Dark. They got worship at the well. Yours will be called Worship in the Dark by candlelight. By candlelight. Because that is not gonna get stuff done. And listen, I don't charge people. I don't say to people what other people say that live in the city. Because I've learned when you do things in a way, people will call you back.
That's the truth.
And people will call you back. Exactly. And they will also, the next time you come, because my motive is right, I'm not playing no games, I'm not being shady, I'm not doing all of that, they'll give me more the next time I come.
They will. Like I said, your gift will get you in the room, but your character will keep you there. Your gift will get you that invitation, but your character will keep it coming on and on and on. If sometimes folk don't realize that how much of a blessing it is for people to invite you back.
Absolutely.
Some people be like, "Oh, they always over there. You just don't know how good that feels, actually.
Listen,
to have that reoccurring event.
Absolutely.
Going on, because now you build that relationship with them.
Absolutely.
And it's not, they call you, I'm trying to book you for next year. I love working with people that have that integrity, that appreciate you, that value you.
Absolutely.
In a way where no one else doesn't. And I'm sorry to say that, but we don't get a lot of that here in the Bay Area. It's not a lot of that value stuff. And I used to trip off of it. I used to think, oh man, I wasn't invited to so and so. And I'm not talking about nobody's stage, because that's
right.
That's not what I'm talking about. Right. But you know how they got the Bay Area this, the Bay Area that, and all that kind of stuff. To this day, I have never been invited to a Bay Area nothing. Artists, nothing. No, nothing. And and I used to be like, okay, well, I guess I'm not a part of it, whatever. I'm gonna continue to do what I do. What God has on the inside of us is so much bigger than just the area. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
And I realized that. Not only did I realize that after I just said I don't really care anymore. So if they invite, because now sometimes they see me doing stuff now folks want to call, or they want to do X, Y, and Z.
Excuse me one moment. I got close to the camera. Let me put some more lip gloss on. I done talked some of my lip gloss off. Y'all excuse me. I know this ain't normal behavior.
But I'm like, it's okay. Like I'm good. I'm all right. Okay. Because I don't have to worry about being entangled with these Bay Area artists. Don't
be saying, don't use the word entangled.
I know.
Don't do that.
I didn't use that. I know that word has been used to do. But that's what's going on in this Bay Area. A lot of folk entangled. A lot of these Bay Area artists are entangled with each other.
Listen, so you know what? And one of the things that I can appreciate is at some point, you became secure within yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what it takes in order for some of us to step outside the box.
Oh, absolutely.
Because some people only have the box.
Absolutely. And
so as a result of that, then it makes you then square your shoulders and say, God, everything that I've done up until now was not in vain.
It was not. And I can literally say that. And that's so crazy you say that, because it's like, what do you do when you can't, when you, it's like you're left outside of the box that you're supposed to, in society you're supposed to be in. And God has just protected me in such a way.
Listen, let me tell you.
I haven't had those limitations. I've had those limitations. So people always, people call, or they'll tell you, they say, how do you know so-and-so? How do you know so? Because I'm not in the box. I'm not in the box. And even, for folk that are in the box and that kind of thing, I've lived my life in a way, I've carried myself in a way where nobody can talk about me in the box either. But I don't have to worry about the box.
Listen, and at this point, at 54, listen, if I'm in the box, y'all can talk about me in the box, baby. I just need y'all to make sure my name is spelled correctly on your checks when you want me to come. And if you paying cash, I need you to make sure all that cash is in that envelope. Don't come telling me, listen, I'm going to all the way to the left right now. But do not tell me I got $25 in this envelope and then after service, I'm going to give you the rest. Don't tell me then after church is out, I'm going to mail you the check. And then don't tell me after I call you about my check, then you say it'll be there in 2 weeks. No, boo, you live around the corner. Your auntie could have wrote me a check. I know she got money. See, this is the thing.
Hey, I didn't mail my services in here. You ain't about to mail me no check.
Listen, because by the time your check does finally arrive 2 months later, and I'm speaking from experience,
it ain't gonna
I've sweated out 4 wigs.
Right. Lord have mercy.
And now my worship is kind of hindered because my hair got to be right in worship.
You got your hair got to be.
Because then if I come to the worship experience wrong, then y'all going to take a picture of it and then going to be like, did y'all see Frida Sunday?
Coming up here looking a mess, literally.
A mess, but y'all ain't taking care of me right. And I'm rendering my service and I'm on time and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, even if I get there late. You just shift me on the program. But nevertheless, I still show up and do what I'm supposed to do. And this is the thing. In worship, everybody is supposed to come with a gift.
That's the truth.
To worship.
That's the truth.
Because we're coming to worship God, not the pastor. We're coming to worship God, not the head deacon. We're coming to worship God. We're entering into his sanctuary that was built by some people we don't even know. And now here we come and we worship God, but it's so much other stuff before we even get to the worshiping of God that we have to contend with.
That's the truth.
So now as the worship leader or as the person over worship, I have to make sure that if the songs, if the choir don't show up, what do I do?
That's right.
If only all altos show up for praise team, what do I do?
Which is very common.
So then we don't get to just go for worship.
Right.
It's work.
Absolutely.
And worship.
It's the truth. I think that people have to realize and it not be a cliche, because currently it's a cliche, but worship is a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
It's a lifestyle. How I treat my wife is worship.
Listen.
How I treat my kids. We ain't got to go. Don't do it. Don't you do it. But all that, how I treat my neighbor is worship.
Absolutely.
All of that, it's a lifestyle.
And it's on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
It is not a Sunday morning, nothing.
Yep. And until we get to the place where it is a lifestyle for all of us that do go to church and are a part of the worship experience, until it becomes a lifestyle, then we're going to continue to see the routine of just your 2 songs or 3 songs, and then you sit on down and we just move on in the service.
Absolutely.
Well, when the saints get together, I'm talking about the saints that have been praying and fasting and that have been worshiping during this time.
Listen.
Together, we shouldn't be able to move on from the introduction.
Listen. I'm sorry. I think for the first, this is just me talking. I think for the first 30 days, we ought to be allowed to go back in church and the pastor need to preach first.
Right. And then
pastor need to preach first.
That's right.
We don't need to sing.
Don't sing nothing.
You got to come on fire, Reverend.
Come on fire.
You got to come with your fire. You need to preach first, cause we gonna need some time.
Yeah.
Because if you let somebody get to that microphone that's been really worshiping and that's really been in it and that's in it to win it and all of the above, and they come to that mic, sir, you might not get to preach, sir. I'm just saying.
No. Because the glory ought to fall. The glory ought to fall if we've done this right. If we've done this right, the glory ought to be falling. We can't even. Who was I talking to? And they said that God, they had the Lord did this thing, and we're so glad He did it because He's given us time to get to that to that place, number one, because if the glory was to fall like it's supposed to fall, it would be too dangerous for some of us.
Listen. See, the thing is this. It's dangerous now for some of us.
Correct. That's
okay.
Doing it right.
It's dangerous now for some of us. So when we sitting here talking right now, it's dangerous.
Yep.
Because we're not in the same room, sweetie.
That's right.
But we on the same computer screen and we can feel the presence of God.
Yeah. Glory to God.
See, so when you people get this all screwed up, I don't have to be in the same room, but if our spirits connect, dude, that is way much more than sitting in a cold church and everybody sitting there like, who gonna say their Easter speech next?
Glory to God. Hallelujah.
And that's the thing. If you can't feel it while you talking to somebody on a screen, if you can't feel it when you talk and they're not in the same city as you, something is wrong. You need to check what you working with, people. This is Worship Wednesday. How you gonna go into a corporate setting and what you got ain't working at the house?
Yeah.
It's gotta work before you get to the corporate setting, people.
Yeah.
That's important.
This house has become the sanctuary.
Listen,
this house has become the sanctuary, and I thank God for it, because I can be sitting here and I'm working at the computer. I'm at the computer all day, working at home conference, video conference calls, all that stuff. But I tell you, I feel the glory to God, the presence of God.
Absolutely.
Even in this place, even right now.
Absolutely.
I just feel his presence so real, so real.
Absolutely.
And we say it as a cliche, but God inhabits this.
Listen.
He inhabits this. When we begin to worship him and it's our lifestyle, God, he has the responsibility to show up.
Yes. But you got to give him something to show up too. Because he ain't coming for no little parties. He ain't coming for no little, we gonna have refreshments. No. That ain't why he coming. He coming to stir up something in the heavenlies. He coming to destroy some stuff that's trying to hinder you and keep you from getting your next. And so it is up to us as worshipers. See, this is the thing. We wasn't created to go to the ball game. Okay, here I go. We wasn't created to do a lot of the stuff we doing. We were created in the earth to give him glory.
That's it.
And to worship him. And so in order for us to be effective worshipers, we have to worship him on a daily basis. You don't have to wait for the praise leader to tell you to lift your hand when you've been already lifting your hand at the house. You ain't got to wait for the praise leader to tell you to do what they do and go through all these calisthenics. With us is spiritual aerobics, if you will, when this is stuff you should have been doing at the house already. And you got to be, listen, she said you can't come empty. Listen, let me tell you something. When you go to the party, shame on you. You the outcast when you come empty handed.
That's right.
And then want to be the one that leave with extra plates.
That's right.
Them be the main ones. The people that don't bring nothing to the party is the main ones that want to leave with extra plates.
That's right. And Frida, and the Lord checked me on this too. The Lord checked me because I got to a place, even during this pandemic, I was asking for some stuff. I was just asking. I was asking God for some stuff and was like, Lord, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And straight up, the Lord was just like, what are you giving me?
Listen.
I can't even get your time.
Listen.
I done gave you the job you wanted. I done did X, Y, and Z. I done did this. I done did that. But you can't even give me no time. But yet you got your hand out asking me for something. Got me together. And
listen.
That's the thing. When the Lord begins to check you, appreciate his check.
Listen.
If he ain't, glory to God. Glory to God. Sir. I don't want to be in a place where he's not checking me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a place where I can't hear from him.
Yes.
Glory to God.
Absolutely.
Because he's not checking me. If he's not showing that he's concerned about me in my era and in my stuff, when he's not doing it, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. So those of y'all that are listening to this and God has been knocking at your door, open up that door and let him in there.
Absolutely.
Let him do what he needs to do. Give him time. Yield yourself to the Holy Ghost. Yield yourself to him because he wants to do it. He wants to fill you. He wants to do all kind of stuff for you. I'm telling you, and as soon as I heard that check, I said, okay, guy, you first of all, you didn't catch me slipping, not while I ain't got nowhere to go. You ain't gonna catch me slipping. Why I ain't busy. I am not busy, enough to give God. I'm not going, I might be busy at my job and doing what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff, but I'm busy right here in the house. I ain't got nowhere to go. So I can hit my knees. The Lord told me, don't and stop. The Lord told me, I'm talking about myself.
Come on.
Told me, stop all that laying in the bed praying. Get on your knees.
Listen.
Get on your knees. Get in the right posture when you pray, when you worship me. Get in the right posture. And I'm telling you, since the Lord has had me do that, since the Lord has, said this is what you need to be doing and blah, blah, blah. Like I said earlier, the whole family is in line. The whole family. And I mean, we've seen, man, we done started speaking stuff and I have to say I got checked about this too, because a lot of stuff I've been surprised God been doing. And the Lord checked me like, why are you surprised when these are my promises?
Yeah.
I promised you that I was going to do this. I didn't tell you when.
Yes. Right.
But as long as I made you a promise, it's going to come to pass.
Listen.
I got to stop. Okay.
Listen, she said assume the position. I love it.
I got to stop.
I love it. I love it. So I like that. I like that she said assume the position. So when the police come and they tell you to put your hands up, we put our hands up.
No problem.
We put our hands up. When the man come and break in your house and tell you to put your hands up because he got a gun to you, you put your hands up. But he told you to lift up your hands. He told you all of this stuff. He told you how to come in. He told you the posture to have when you enter worship. He told you all these things in his word. And then we come in. I'm telling you, I don't wait for nobody to say lift your hands. My hands is up. Especially when I done made sure the mics work, when I done made sure everything else is on and proper. I done handled my business and my responsibility to make sure worship runs smoothly. I'm over in a corner with my hands up. They done moved on to the announcements and my hands are still up and my back is to the people and I'm just at the wall.
Listen here.
Because at the end of the day, this is a personal thing. We talk about it a lot because we want people to get it. But that word, it's in the word. And it ain't us saying it. The people, why they keep telling us to lift our hands? Because if you was doing it, we wouldn't have to tell you. If you came in, just like he said, enter into his gates with thanks. No, y'all talking about what happened on whatever. Did you see such on Facebook Live? That's the stuff y'all talking about. And then we got to gather y'all minds in and we got to do all of this stuff to prepare your heart to receive the word. Are you kidding me? And then say they didn't do nothing today. Boo, what did you do? What was you doing? Right. Besides being the investigative reporter of worship. To say, Sister Frida's song too long. She needs to sing a new song. We tired of that old song. We tired of that same song. But that same song that we did when you didn't like it got somebody through a situation in that same week.
And they got you through some situations too.
And people get stuck on what they see. They don't know what God is telling you and how he's directing you, even in the midst of worship. And so it's like we as individuals, whether we the praise leader, whether we over the worship ministry, or whether we are just in the audience, we are still worshipers.
We are still worshipers. But this is the thing, Frida, the worship leader is that person that, first of all, if the saints are at the ceiling in their worship, the worship leader has to be on the roof.
Listen, trying to add a second floor.
You have to be above. You have to be above. You can't be above if you ain't got no relationship with him and you call yourself the worship pastor. It can't happen. You can't take me somewhere you haven't gone yourself. It's impossible.
I'm on mute.
It's impossible.
I'm not frozen.
It's impossible. How you gonna take me somewhere you ain't been? You're telling me how, my sister me, tour guide. You trying to take me somewhere you ain't been. It's the blind leading the blind. How that's gonna work? And that's why some of these pastors need to sit down and get somewhere and sit down too. Because you the blind leading the blind too. Up there talking about something you don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm on mute.
And ain't living a life worth of nothing. We gotta get out of this stuff. We gotta get out of this stuff.
A lot of it.
Everybody know you sleeping around except your wife claims she don't. We gotta get out of this stuff.
See, the thing is,
we gotta get this stuff out and stop fooling around in God's church. This is the Lord's church. And we have to stop it.
And see, so in the Bible days, some of the when stuff came up on the people, everybody in the camp wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. But they had to deal with what was being given out and what was going forth because they were a part of it. So here we are in this pandemic and can't nobody go to church. And so you can't blame the preacher now. You can't blame the preacher. I got about 5-10 preachers on Sunday sometime. I got quite a few. And I love it. I actually love it. I love it because now I know that my cousin that I've been praying about has no excuse. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. See, we've been trying to win people and we've been trying to do all this, that, and the third. But sweetie, God let something hit this spot. And now you got more people that's talking about God and we need to pray. And y'all anybody got a number to a prayer call? I've had people inbox me. Are you doing a prayer? I do a prayer. I set up a prayer through Refreshing Fountain Church of God in Christ. I set up a prayer where you can pray at 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. wherever you are. So you can be anywhere in the world. Free. And you can pray at 7 a.m. You don't have to be on no phone. Because see, some people is spiritually dyslexic. They don't know how to punch in the number and then put in the code. They don't know how to do that. Some people spiritually disabled too. That too. And so we gonna help you out. So you ain't even got to pick up the phone. All you got to do at 7 a.m. or at 7 p.m. Pray wherever you are. And what you're praying for is people all over the world, because there are people all over the world praying for you. It's the truth. So if you see what I have realized is the reason why I need to be on every day is I need to help people eliminate some excuses. That's the truth. No one is without excuse. No one. Because at the end of the day, if we don't, we're held responsible. When God calls us to a thing, if we don't do what he's called us to do, that's on us. No one has excuse. That's correct. That's on us. Right. And people, that Bible has been written and rewritten for thousands of years. Find your version. Find your version that works for you. Words. They got it in all kinds of words. Find whatever works for you and learn how to worship the King. Because when all is said and done, and when we get to heaven, it won't be no preaching. Listen. And I don't want y'all when the church when the building comes back open. I don't want y'all talking about some pray my strength in the Lord. You done had all these 4 months, 5 months to be praying your own strength. I'm not praying for your strength. Listen, you ought to be so full of strength when you do get back in there.
I'm not praying.
We're not praying for strength, saints.
I'm not praying. Pray for yourself right now. Pray for yourself.
You
Like
got
I
the pay.
said, hey, look, I'm over here entangled with my family praying. So pray for yourself.
Say that word one more time. Say that word one more time. Listen, I'm not playing with you. Ain't nobody last name over here Smith. Cut it out. Listen. But I'm serious. It's like, come on, people. And we ain't talking to kids. The kids is more on fire than the adults.
Oh, don't you go there. Dang.
And the kids don't know all the scriptures. They don't even know how to pronounce all 66 books. Well, then some of the adults don't either. But anyway, you know how to pronounce Psalms. Preacher.
And job.
If you're gonna preach from it, at least know how to say it correctly. Don't confuse the people, because everybody that come to your church don't know the Bible. Listen, okay, so I'm gonna talk about that. Let's get that right there. Oh God, you are good. God, you are good. So let's talk about that. Before, when we were able to go to church, there would be people that would come into your churches and come into our churches that weren't churchgoers regularly. And so,
Right. That's exactly what's going on in my head right now, Denise.
there are some people that would not be regular churchgoers. We called them, what do we call them? Mother's Day, Easter, and
CME
Christmas Saints. CME, okay. And people left out Father's Day. A lot of people didn't come on Father's Day. But anyway, we thank God for the fathers.
Thank you. Oh,
but anyway. But listen, so when they see us in worship, you know, I had people to come to me after services that I've been in or what have you that weren't regular church attendees, if you will. And they would come just, you know, to say they went to church. And all of them, quite a few of them were clear saints.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would say, so why? They would have asked me questions like, why do you all do this? And why do you all do that? And why this and why that? And every time they asked me a question, I would answer them. Now, some of the answers, I just made up on the cuff, because I couldn't even give them a real answer as to why we do this. You know, it's just a part of our heritage. It's a part of our culture.
It's our culture.
It's our culture. This is just what we do, you know, to stall time, like make 30-minute announcements. Why? And you have a bulletin.
Why?
So, or the announcements is up on the, as the lady said, the announcements is on the screen. And so, but at the end of the day, it's like, we can't go back the same way we left this thing.
We cannot. That's one of the things that I'm just praying, I'm believing God for, is that when this thing does come out, because we're going to come out of this.
Oh yeah.
When we come out of this thing, that we as the church have it together.
Yes.
That we, you know, and that we do things correct. You know, it's been enough time to amend your service in a way to allow God's glory to fall. And for it not to be the routine thing. So I'm believing God. I'm believing God. I'm believing it. I'm speaking great things, and I'm excited. I'm excited about the opportunity to worship corporately.
Oh, absolutely.
And to do that.
But I ain't going back no time soon. I don't care. Listen, I'm not that person. I told the saints, listen, let me tell y'all something. Let's be very clear. Let's be very, very clear. Y'all can go back and be the guinea pigs if you want to.
That's definitely my motive. Oh yeah.
I need to see how many people gonna live.
I'm gonna give you about a month.
I need to see how many people gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I need to see how many people not gonna be coughing and everybody turn around looking. I've done enough funerals during the pandemic till the other day I did one, and I was up in heaven over the people, and the lady coughed, and I was looking over the thing like, who is that? Because we need to know just in case we need to, send for the COVID detectives or whatever. But I'm just saying, it's like, no, you still got to use wisdom. Yes, we know God is a healer. We know God can do anything but fail. He created everything. But at the end of the day, you have to be smart. Yep. You have to protect your families. You have to look out for yourself. You have to look out for your children and all of those sorts of things. And it's important as believers that we still, even in all of this, let our light shine before men. We not supposed to be out there acting the fool and cutting up and doing all of that. And then we get on social media and do all these lives and see some of these people tune in to our live. And they say, was that the same person at the grocery store cussing out the people because they made up pay too much and all of this, that, and the third? Was this the same lady that's trying to pray heaven down in my living room?
Nah,
no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Put yourself on mute. If you got to do that, go on mute, boo. Because we still a representative of God in the earth.
It's the truth.
And whether we go into the four walls or whether we in the outer walls, we are still representatives of God in the earth. And I'm telling y'all cannot forget what you do down here, you will be rewarded for when you get there.
Glory to God.
So you can't be mad when you get there if he just say, oh, okay, come on, baby. You know how we do at the program. Oh, sugar, come on, baby. It's going to be all right. No. I want listen to me very carefully. I want all the jewels that's supposed to be in my crown because I am working hard. I already know. Listen. I'm going to have, you talking about bling. We don't see what we see, what we think down here. Right. We can't even imagine what is going to be there.
Thank you, Lord.
But at the end of the day, we have an opportunity to show people in the earth what heaven is going to look like in our worship.
Absolutely.
And so we have that opportunity. That's why I'm on here every Wednesday for Worship Wednesday. I want people to understand that worship is incredible. Worship is a beautiful thing. When marriage is a part of worship, raising your kids is a part of worship. Everything that being honest and giving the man an honest day's work is worship. See, we got it twisted. We think everything is in a separate compartment when everything makes our lives a worshipful being. That's what we were created to do. We were created to give him worship in the earth realm. And guess who won't be there when we go there? The devil will not be there. He missed his opportunity. He missed his chance. And he the only one, and his little imps, they don't get a do-over. That's enough to make you shout right there. Because when you act up and when you act out of whack and when you get out of line and when you in your flesh and when you being carnal and when you're doing all of those things and you say, God, please forgive me, and he forgives you, and then he throws into the sea of forgetfulness, never to remember it again, even though the person you did it to might remember, but he don't remember it. So guess what? That's enough for you to give him praise for. And so I just admonish us today. I'm telling you, I admonish us today to love God, to worship God. Worship God every day. I don't care what your situation looks like. Give him worship every day. Because the deal is you're going through a situation, but your eyes is working. And your feet are working. And your limbs are working. And your mouth is working because you're gaining COVID weight. So at the end of the day, the least you can do is give God the worship that he is due. Listen, I know you got to go to work because you already said you've been working in front of that computer. I don't know if you were trying to give me a hint that you needed to get off or not.
No, I don't know. Give you enough.
But
I got a little girl trying to double up on her lunch today.
What's going on? Oops.
It already had her lunch.
Okay. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Well, he looked like he at church in the pulpit and they trying to get his attention and say, I've often wondered what people be saying when the people call their name and they be saying, I've often wondered what they be mumbling. But anyway,
about when somebody giving honor.
Yeah, you know, and then and they be like, God bless you, and but they be saying like extra stuff, and I'll be wondering, are they like Chinese? Because you know, Chinese people say. Chinese people say the extra words, you know. I just that's the kind of stuff that be going through my mind.
I could not right now. Oh.
But listen. Before we go though, I want you to tell the people what you are doing. I know you have music out. No, this is. I know you have music out. We ain't talking about all the other. Okay. And then I know you do the Singers Cafe.
Yes.
So I want you to share with the people what you have going on during this time. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. The Lord blessed us. We released Live Again about a month or so ago. So it's on all outlets. So YouTube, Apple Music. I try to encourage people to buy it. I know it's kind of foreign these days.
Yes.
But try to buy artist music.
Absolutely.
Even your favorite artist.
Absolutely.
Not just me, even your favorite artist. Buy their music because it's not like it used to be. Folk aren't making money, as far as the streaming goes. So please try to support that. But Live Again is out. Desperate is out. Working on another one actually coming, which is going to be great. It's crazy. Live Again is crazy. It's my testimony. So Desperate was my plea. It was that time when the Lord was healing me, and the Lord, as soon as he healed me, we were able to release Desperate a couple of years ago. And then now Live Again is on the other side of that breakthrough.
Come on.
And that's my testimony. And the song really just talks about how I was bound to my own insecurities, didn't know how to become free and all that stuff. The lyrics, hopefully the lyrics will minister to you in that way. And then this next one that's coming is a good old bump. It's going to encourage you to get your dance on and praise God for what's happening right now and for what's to come. I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And the Singers Cafe, Lord gave me the Singers Cafe a few years ago, and then Facebook took away that dual feature to be able to have people on your live with you, and so I wasn't able to do it, on that stream. And so God has blessed during this COVIDical times that we're living in. I felt the Lord in a way where we can do the Singers Cafe. And let me tell you, man, folk from all over are on there on Thursday nights, and they are singing. Some folk can sing, some folk can't sing, but the folk are on there singing. Yeah, and we're having a good time. We do have birds and things on there.
Listen, okay, my hand is up. I put my hand up. Listen. I'm trying to incorporate. I got permission from Brother DeGeorge. I'm only going to do this segment. I'm going to incorporate it into one of my shows where the bird was singing.
Rita was on there.
And of course, I couldn't come on and sing because this was during the time that I had a dental tooth removed, and they literally. Which side was it? Wait a minute. It was this side, and they shot me right here into the joint area where you open and close your mouth.
Yeah. Woo.
And so I could barely, speak or anything. I really wanted to punch the button, and I wanted to sing with the bird. I did. I wanted to. So I'm creating a show. I'm creating a whole show. Really, and it wasn't just a bird, y'all. So this brother, when y'all see it, you see, I'm trying to make it so. Because unless you were on there, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. He had a whole farm zoo situation in his house, and so they was all in different rooms, and he was teaching the bird how to climb the charts and the notes and all. But anyway, that's another show. Don't worry about it. I'll have Brother George back for that one, because this is where I got this foolishness from.
We had a good time.
But
And then so we have that, and we have a good time on there, and people are blessed. People have been saved.
Yes, ministered to.
Yeah, ministered to. I've gotten all kinds of
He be doing altar call. He be praying for people
Right.
at the Singers Cafe. Okay.
Please stop.
I was just waiting on him to tell her to go in the room and get some oil and put it on her forehead because he did everything else. You know.
Yeah, but you know what? It's crazy when it always happens on those days where I don't feel like getting on there, and the Lord is like, "This is why, this is why I had your big butt on here." And so it's like, I'm having I have fun and enjoying that, and also there's the uplifting moment. So the uplifting
absolutely.
moment is a bit sporadic, but there's one coming next week, and I'm excited that God is just have us in this time where we can do different things and still encourage people, get his word out, and uplift people. So that's what
So
all
the
those.
uplifting moment is when you have all of your like main top artists and things that come on. And I know I haven't been on yet, but I know I'm going to be on soon. And so
So, you are. Hey, this is like appreciation service. I go to your,
See, I knew this was gonna happen.
I'm sorry.
I knew this was gonna happen. I told you before we started, we gonna have a my sister moment because me and my sister, y'all, we doing Comedy Friday. Y'all need to tune in for that.
Oh God! I'm this Friday. I'm supposed to be somewhere, but I'm gonna be. Listen. I'm gonna be on there crying.
Yeah, well, you can watch it wherever you are. You might need to have your headphones in your ear and have some tissue in your pocket or something because they're gonna be wondering why you crying. But and my daddy gonna be on with us. It's gonna be I'm already praying. I'm trying to decide what hair to wear. But anyway, yeah. But this is the thing. I am so encouraged by what you are doing. I'm very encouraged by what you're doing. I love when I see your flyer. I love when because it's cool that we get to do some of the things that we enjoy doing ourselves. Right. It's cool. We've done stuff for so many people.
That's right.
For years. Right. We've pushed the program for everybody else. We made sure people were on. Now it is our time to be on. Right. And I decided pre-coronavirus, pre-Rona, pre-COVID because I had to step away from the church job I was doing. I had to step away in January for my own health's sake after taking care of my husband all last year. Right. So I needed to take a break. Mentally, I needed to just pull back from not necessarily church, but I needed a break from being the lead person, being the HNIC over the worship ministry.
From the work. Exactly. I
needed a break. I had to take a break for my physical health.
I need you to come in here right now.
I needed to take a break for my physical health because people don't realize every time you raise your hand and you got some question, every time this, every time that, and then you get mad and then we got to have a meeting and then you get upset because I didn't say it right or I didn't pick you to lead the song and then we got to go into another meeting and all of that adds to the stresses and the rigors of being over an entire ministry. And so I had to take a break for my physicality. Good. And it literally took the doctor to tell me if you don't, because I'm trying to make sure ministry still goes forward because that's my heart.
Right.
My doctor said to me, if you don't, you will end up in the same bed your husband was just in.
Ooh, Jesus.
Because my blood pressure had gotten out of control. And this was the thing. I was taking medication for it. But I also knew this was a God thing.
Right.
And when you know a thing is a God thing, you're not fearful when the doctor says that, because God had told me to do some things prior to even getting into 2020. And
Right.
I said, I don't want to leave the people hanging, is what I said. And then God spoke through my doctor that is not a believer. That's how I knew it was him.
Right. He gonna confirm his word.
And she said, if you continue the way you're going, you will be in the same bed your husband was in. And she said, so we're going to put together a plan for your life.
Ha.
And when she
God
said that, I said, all right. And she told me what I had to do, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, before I sent the messages, I said, God, I know this is you. So you going to have to take care of us.
Right.
Because what I was walking away from was not just one church.
Right.
I was walking away from 5 different areas of income.
Right.
And so I was like, God, if this is what is for my life, then I'm going to send everybody this message. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. And she called me before going to work and said, you have to step away immediately.
Wow.
You cannot keep going the way you are. And so I prayed to God. And when I heard God say, press send. When he said press send, I sent them messages. And within 30 minutes of sending the messages, I felt like I had lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
By the time I got to the end of the week, I felt like I had lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
And I was like, God, I know you got us right where you want us.
Yes.
Not knowing a couple of months later that we was going to have to be in the house.
Wow. Jesus.
But while I was in Atlanta, he started downloading stuff to me. And I want you to do this. 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 Write this down. Keep a note tablet right by your bed.
Hey, glory.
We ain't doing this on the phone.
Jesus.
Because the phone can die out. I need you to write this down. Sir, everything that I wrote down in Atlanta is what I'm doing.
Wow.
During this COVID season.
And just make it plain and clear, the Lord is yet sustaining you.
Listen, hear me clearly. The only thing I've really had to buy is hair. Because I didn't need no more clothes. I don't need no more shoes. I got enough clothes that I don't have to wear the same thing on no show. So I don't need none of that. I don't need any of that. I buy some more lip gloss so my lips ain't chapped.
He's sustaining you.
But I'm just saying, it's like God knows. And when we do right by God, God can't help but do right by us.
Yep. It's just the truth. I'm living it firsthand.
Yeah, truth. I saw you with the key. I saw you and your family. I saw y'all with the key to the city.
And if I told you that, I don't even have the time to tell you how that was done in 2 days.
Listen, but that's the kind of God we serve, sir.
Unexpected though. That wasn't. But that goes back to that what you speak, and then you
listen. I'm telling you, and it's like, I know that God, come on, insert the music. I know that God is real, and I don't have a problem. Listen, I'm that person that will raise an offering right on live. Listen.
Right.
I am not that person. Oh, no. If I had a true need, I mean, hey, we can always use some money. Don't get me wrong. Right. But if I really had a true need, I would be sitting right here, right now. I need 10 of you.
That's it. That's the truth.
To sow a seed of
That's
$20.
Exactly.
I know how to do that. Church taught me that.
Oh, yeah.
But see, I'm not that person that write it on a note. I'm going to sit right here in front of these hot lights with this fan on me right now.
Right.
Because That's the kind of that's the kind of God that I serve. I'm not gonna serve the God that owns everything and then belittle him for $200.
Exactly.
That's an insult.
That's the truth.
You know, when my husband was going through and we were in need and we were in between things because his whole life changed, and I had to make sure everything was taken care of because when it got down to what it got down to, I asked for help, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't have no shame, and some of the people that's watching this live was sending me help, and I said, God, I thank you, because people don't have to be nice, but when you tell people the truth, people will be kind and people will be nice, and that shows the level of who you are. And most of them said, I don't want nothing back.
Right.
They said, I don't want nothing back. You ain't got to keep thanking me. God told me to sow. God told me to give. And that's what I'm doing, because you have shown us how to worship in the midst of everything.
Thank you, Lord.
And so that's why I'm saying I want people to get it. I often said on Monday when I was dealing with Marriage Monday, I said, I want to see people happy and successful in life. I want to see people happy in their marriages. I want to see people happy in their singleness. I want to see people happy in Jesus. I want to see people just happy. It's enough sadness in the world.
Correct.
So then if that means I got to sing for 30 minutes for you to at least smile, I will sing for 30 minutes for you to at least smile.
That's right.
If I feel after I've led worship, and if I feel like I didn't work the 8-hour job, then I feel like I didn't work the 8-hour job. God pays me better than any church ever could.
Watch it.
Because when that check runs out, he sustains and goes above and beyond. So then when I walk in the grocery store, what on sale yesterday is on sale the day I show up.
Right. Where
I can get 2 for 1.
That's the truth.
No, I'm serious. It's like people, we don't get it. We think we're limited to what people give us and what man gives us. No, that's just a tip based on what God is going to give us.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
And so that's why I'm pushing. You can't beat him doing nothing.
Nothing.
He the only one that died and rose again and is still alive and was dead.
Right.
How that work? How that work? All these people got other gods, but they other gods is dead and have become statues.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I'm just saying. We serve the true and living God.
We do.
And so at the end of the day, I appreciate you for being with me today. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And what is your Cash App, sir? What is your Cash App?
My Cash App is $ Dr. Hines with a Z. So that's D. So that's $DRHINEZ.
Let's make sure we right.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, that's his Cash App. Should you care to sow to his Cash App? Look at that picture. My picture is just so beautiful, so lovely. Yes, that's when I was a young girl.
You look the same. That's crazy.
Praise God. Just wear glasses. And you know, and I've taken so many pictures to the people say, can you open up your eyes? Because the more I smile, the more my eyes close up. So they were like, can you smile and open up your eyes simultaneously? Well, no, that's a lot. That's like asking a choir member to rock, sing, and clap at the same time. That takes too much work. Y'all just kind of figure it out, you know.
Lord have mercy.
But no, I'm serious.
That's not it. That's not it.
Okay, so this one is it?
Sure, yeah, that's one.
Okay, Denise, that'll go to somebody else. That'll go to Hines Ketchup.
Hines Ketchup.
Denise, don't send his money. Don't send his love gift to Hines Ketchup because they don't need no money. They made more money during the pandemic than they made prior to the pandemic. Just like the people with the tissue and the water. Anyway. Because now they telling you can only get 1 case of tissue at the store. I normally try to buy 2 so we can stay ahead of the game, but that don't work all the time. Because I go to the community market. Y'all play too much. She said that's too much coordination.
It's on my nerve. No, but
go ahead.
I'm so happy to be here, and it's been great spending this time with you. I thank you for thinking of me and having me on.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you.
This won't be the last time. It feels good to hear you say you proud of me, because people don't often say that. So it feels good when somebody does say it.
Oh, I am. I'm very proud of you, and I'm so glad, and oh man, I just be so happy seeing you go. I remember when you started going back to the convocations and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you were like, I said, Frida, I got somebody I got to call, and I need you to be on program. You got to have you on program.
Yep.
Just seeing you, seeing you rekindle that relationship, I should say.
Yes.
With going to the national convention,
yes,
singing in the choir stuff.
Yes.
It just blessed me. Every time I look on there, my wife, that's Frida. I say, that's Frida.
Listen, and you know what? I can't even get rid of my glasses. These glasses I have on right now. I can't get rid of them. And last year I was not able to go because my husband was ill, and I was making sure. Listen, I will shut the. You think God shut the world down with Corona?
Right. I know you shut everything down.
I shut it down while we were at the hospital. I was sending text messages. I will not be attending. I will not be attending. I will not be attending. I cannot sing at your function. I will not be there. Take my picture off of your flyer. Yeah. All of the above. Because if they come looking for me, I will be at home. So I will. But that, as difficult as that was for me to have to do, it wasn't difficult to do it all.
Right, of course.
Because I'm going to take care of my husband.
Exactly.
Because anytime you've been with somebody that long and they've taken care of you all those years, the least you can do.
That's the
that
truth.
part.
That's
that part.
True.
So, but the lady, she called me. She said, I missed you. I was like, how did you know I didn't see them glasses.
Right. I was like, it though.
Wow.
But you've always the word that I was looking for too is that you've always been consistent. You've always been consistent. You always know what you're gonna get from Frida. It don't matter where you are. You always know. I'm not kidding. Every time we've even been together in person, every time you see me, you give me this. Mm-hmm. And then you wait for a little while, and then you speak. That's our thing. I don't know where that. But that's always. But I'm saying that to say that you've always been consistent.
Yes, sir.
And so I appreciate that. I'm proud of you. I'm glad to know you. You're somebody that I look up to.
Praise God.
And I just thank God and appreciate all of the gifts, not just singing, but all of the gifts that He's placed on the inside.
Well, praise God. But again, you all reach out to Him. Y'all send Him a love gift.
Oh,
I need 10 of you to sow a seed of $20. And it's 9 on here. I'll be one. Can we get another?
That's a good one. I'm about to do that on the next moment.
You look at the number of people and you say, the Lord is saying, no, the Lord ain't said nothing. Listen, you just saw a number and you just pulled something out the straw. Just tell the truth, people, because the deal is, okay, here I go, and we're going to get off, because if I start this is going to be a whole nother conversation, and we could be on here for an hour on this one. So you look at the number of people in the audience, and then you say, the Lord is saying, 50 of you are going to sow a seed of $50.
Right. 10 of them stand up.
It is crickets in the building, and 8 of them are preachers.
Right. Right.
And then 2 is just people in the audience that love the Lord so much. And then we change the number.
Yep.
So while you're waiting on the 50 and you only get 10, now you're doing the math on how you can get that other number to equal up to what you're really trying to get.
But
Just tell the truth.
But the Lord told you.
But if the Lord told you 50 people were going to give $50 in the offering, he knew 60 people in there had the $50.
Exactly.
And they were going to stand up, and you were going to have to keep talking, and you were going to have to take your number from $50 to $2 to try to raise what you've been trying to get in the first place. If people be honest, and even in their worship, if people be honest and come before God with a pure heart and with a sincere spirit and bring themselves before God, God will honor their worship. God honors pure worship. All of this fake and phony stuff is for all the birds. Y'all can have that. I'm over here. Listen, I'm over here worshiping God in my living room. Y'all don't know. I done figured this thing out. Y'all don't play with me. I done figured it out to the degree that the people came and told us that the our upload speed was too low. The service that we had, the area where we live, they didn't have a higher upload speed.
Okay.
So the gentleman said to me that works for this particular company, he said, I shouldn't tell you this, but you need to go with such and such and such and such because they have a faster upload speed than our company that I work for. And with what you are trying to do and all of that. And so I called that company. And listen, y'all, we over here, we lights, camera, action every day. I had to write the vision and put it on the refrigerator so everybody can see it big on a high yellow fluorescent piece of board to say we on Monday through Sunday. And this is the time. So whatever y'all got to do, that's what you got to do. But listen, this is what we doing because this is what God has assigned to my hands. And I can't not do what God has called me to do because this is going to turn into something else. When God tells you to do something and you are obedient, it ain't just for you. It's for other people to be blessed that wouldn't normally get this. So now that people got time and people can watch and people can view and people can start a watch party later on and people can review and they can review and they can review. You don't know who we will reach. So that's why it's important for you in this season to do whatever God has called you to do. And you don't wait on the approval of nobody. He didn't tell them for you. He told you for you.
That's good. That's the truth. That's the truth.
And so it's important, people, as we leave today, that you know that God loves you and to know that they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. We're going to close out with our worship song. Thank you. Tune in next Wednesday for Worship Wednesday. Thank you, Dr. DeGeorge Hines, for being with us. And that's not Hines Ketchup. That's Dr. DeGeorge Hines of the worship family over there where they live. In Jesus' name. where they have a key to the city. Amen. Love you, sir. God bless you. Please tell your family I said hello.
I will.
All right. You all be blessed. All right. Bye-bye. Saints, I love you all. Keep me lifted. And again, if you want to sow, his Cash App is still there. And you can also sow to Team Campbell should you so desire. But I'm going to leave you today with our theme song, I Worship You. Have a great day. I love you all.
I worship you in the good time, and I worship you in the bad time. Worship you when I'm happy. Yes, I worship you.